My emotions are all over the place with this bastarding show. I'm convinced they've got Australians in the production team. It's the only explanation. Love Island USA episode 20, and before I even get into the episode, I want to address something because I was laughing at something this morning and I genuinely feel so bad about it. You may have seen during that episode that they put up a notice about loving Islanders and not harassing them and stuff, and a lot of people are saying that that's about Vanna. Generally speaking, I don't think it's nice to talk about people's looks online, and when I'm making reality TV, I'll say I don't understand why these people fancy him or whatever, but I try not to specifically say anything about people's looks because who am I? Who is anybody to say anything about how somebody else looks? It is quite difficult on these shows when people go in and say, all the men fancy me, I've never been knocked back, and it's arrogance, right? And I'm all about self-confidence, and I'm even all about being overconfident at times. But Vanna has never once went in there and acted like that. She seems like a really nice girl. And you can look at her and say she's had too much surgery, too much injections or whatever else, right? But it's still nobody's place to say, especially online. Maybe her friends and family could say to her, look, you need to, stop that shit. But anyway, somebody mentioned her to me in work last night, and they says, have you seen that lassie? And she's got the big fake lips and she's got big cheeks and all that. And at the time I was like, I didn't even really realise it. And then when I woke up this morning, I seen this video. And the person was like, oh, did she say that she was 21? And the comments, I must admit, when I first started reading the comments, I was pissing myself laughing, right? But I mean, you can tell here that this is the light that's doing this. But then in the comments, people were putting me pictures of like her side profile and all that, and it was a lot. And then the night when she was talking to TJ, and you seen her from the side, and I was like, oh my god, I felt so bad for her. I mean, who the fuck am I, right, to feel bad for this girl who's stunning? But I did feel bad. And this isn't me saying anything bad about the person that actually posted this video, because she does not look 21 here. But then tonight, when I seen her, I thought, you know what, I actually feel really bad for her when she leaves the villa and she sees all these comments. And I know that a lot of people will see comments like that and they won't bother, but when you've got videos like this and they've got millions of views and pretty much like 98% of them were written into bits, and the comments were funny, but it's not really funny when you think about the fact that it's about a real person who's going to come out and see them. Do you know what I mean? So I did laugh, but I really feel guilty about it. Right, so anyway, back to the drama. I just hope that when Vanna comes out, she gets help for the show, like some sort of counselling or whatever help she needs, because thinking about it, it's really making me sad. And you know what, see if she was in there being a cunt and acting like a pure arrogant bitch, I probably wouldn't feel bad about it, but she seems so nice. Right, so anyway, back to the story. Clark and Taylor were getting to know each other, and Ace was looking over like, oh, I've not seen him smile that much, right? And he's obviously really liking Clark. And I'm thinking, genuinely, right, did he ever really like Orlandria? I've been saying it since the start. He says that he wasn't sexually attracted to her. He didn't put any effort into her until Ace told him to. And he's not acting like that at all with Clark. And I felt so bad for Orlandria. Meanwhile, she's over in the villa. She's over in the Casa. And she is not interested in MD. She's only interested in Taylor. She's not trying to chat to anybody, even though she knows she could be going. And it's just fucking so sad. What is wrong with me today? I'm very emotional. I was greeting at the end of this. I was greeting all the way through it. What the fuck, man? I need to get a grip of myself. Amaya was pulling Zach for chats. She kissed him yesterday, and then today she took him into the soul circle or whatever it was called, and she says, I'd like to kiss you again. And I didn't really like Zach in Big Brother UK. It's not that there's anything actually wrong with him as a person. It's just the kind of lad mentality that I don't like. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. But they kissed, and then when they were leaving, he says, oh, let's keep this a secret. Bitch, no, we're not keeping secrets for our friends. We're going to tell them. And good for Amaya, because she told Orlandria, and then Orlandria was like, she had a clue, what's maybe going to be happening here. Coco was getting to know Ace, and you know what Ace is like. I don't feel as if he's overly flirtatious, but I also feel like he kind of flirts with everybody. Just like low-key flirting. And by the way, Coco is stunningly beautiful. I know I says I don't like to comment on people's looks, but it's okay to give people compliments, right? Her and Shelley, I think, are absolutely just like, wow. And both of them are interested in Ace. And I must admit, the night when Ace was standing up there, I didn't think that I'd give a fuck if Ace went or not, but he does have like a kind of wee cute face. And he kind of looked sad, and I was like, why do I give a fuck if Ace leaves? What is wrong with me? Jaden was paired up with Austin, and she had been speaking to Nick, and she said in the beach hut that she thought that the connection with Nick was stronger. And when they were in the pool and he was talking about tattoos and stuff, and he says, oh, I can't have tattoos on my body because of my job. I think he's a nurse. I can't remember. But she says, oh, I think that you're so good looking, I don't think that would stop you from getting a job. If you're in a job that goes against the dress code, or like with the code against you having tattoos or visible tattoos, and they say, oh, do you know what, you're hot, it's fine. That's a problem. Surprisingly, I don't think that Nick was being a skis bag by getting to know Jaden, and he says to her, I did say that if Casa came around, I would put 100% into the person that I like. And okay, fair enough, that is what Casa's all about. Sierra is also getting on with somebody in Casa, and she's feeling really bad about it. And I don't think that he was in the wrong at all, right? But obviously Sierra's over there getting on with somebody and she's greeting, and you don't really see Nick giving a fuck, really. Saying that, you can give a fuck about something without crying. Shelley is really loving Chris, and she's like, if he was in here for the start, I would like this man. And good for her, because Ace has been exploring for day one and left her on the sidelines to spectate. Now it might be his fucking turn to spectate. Right, so I know that technically Casa isn't over because everybody's going back to the villa, but I just feel like their experience to get to know the people without their other partners being there was cut short. Like they didn't have any time at all, really. So they were told to go to the fire pit and whoever was left single would be vulnerable. So Amaya stood up, and I'm kind of thinking it would be stupid to Zach to not stand, because Orlandria is not interested. She's only interested in Taylor, and that's that. Zach stood up and they were all devastated because Orlandria was going home. And at the time I was thinking, this is an absolute fucking pile of shit. Like, I know that I watch reality TV show for the drama, and I know that 95% of the people that go on Love Island are just there for clout or followers or whatever other shit, but I really genuinely want to see people go on there and find love, and I really genuinely think that Orlandria likes Taylor, even though I don't think the feelings are mutual whatsoever. And I absolutely hated this twist, and I was thinking, surely to fuck, this can't be happening. But I was thinking at the time, maybe they're going to take them away and bring them back, and I've only ever seen them doing that on Love Island once, right? But like, I watch too much Big Brother and they do things like that all the time. Taylor was single and Vanna stood up for him, which left Ace vulnerable. Fuck knows why I cared about Ace being vulnerable, but Coco stood up for him. That left Taylor vulnerable, and we knew that Clark was going to stand up for him. That left Nick vulnerable, and I'm sure that pretty much everybody out there thought that Jaden was going to stand up, and she was obviously really struggling and she didn't know what to do. But then Nick ended up leaving. The guys were devastated. Taylor was crying. Do you think that Taylor's even going to cry when he finds out Orlandria's gone? Is he fuck? He's just going to be happy that he's paired up with Clark now. So I was thinking, surely to God, this can't be it. There's no fucking way that this is fair to evict him during Casa. They've only been in there for like a fucking day or 2 days max, and it's not fair. And I thought if this was Big Brother, they would put them into a secret room and they'd get to watch. Then at the end, you seen the car coming up, and I thought, oh my god, this is going to be the presenter, or it's going to be Orlandria. This is going to be dramatic. And the door opened, she's like, come on, quick, right? So I think they're going to put them into a secret room to watch what's happening in the villa and then bring them back. I hope that's what's going to happen. Or maybe I've just been watching too much Big Brother. But there must be Australians in that production team. Let me know what you thought of tonight's episode, and it's not even fucking on the night. Right, okay. I'll see you again next time. Bye.